Hey guys, welcome to your first Kelly Made video. This is Ricki. She can be very grumpy. So, you guys mentioned that you would like to get started making either handmade books or zines. So, let's start with that. I love books, as you well know. And we need to start by talking about the anatomy of a book. Little book, okay? So we have the head, which is the top, we have the tail, which is the bottom, and then the spine. So head, tail, spine. It's really important that we identify what is up and what is down when we're making a book. And this is because we need to know when we're making our pages exactly what needs to be done in which orientation. I already posted a video of a relatively funny guy showing you how to do this little book structure, but I'll start again here so that we can kind of get used to this new video structure. So, materials. Always need to start with materials. I have a single sheet of paper. I have scissors. I also have a knife because that's what I prefer to use. I have a ruler, and I have a pencil. I also have my cutting mat. Don't cut on your parents' nice table. They would not like that. Okay, let's get started. First, I'm going to take my sheet of paper, and I'm going to fold it hamburger style. When you're folding like this, you want to make sure that you make your creases nice and crisp. So you can either kind of use the side of your thumbnail. I have what is called a bone folder. A lot of book artists have this, and we literally just use this to crease down any of the folds that we make. You could also use like the backside of a butter knife. That's something that you can probably have access to at home. Okay, hamburger fold. Good job. Hot dog fold. And crease. Excellent. So here we are. We're at this point, right? Makes sense. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to make this into 8 sections. And so we're going to take this side, and we're going to fold it so that the edge comes into this center line, okay? Go ahead and do that. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So I have this now. And we're going to fold in like this over here. Excellent. Okay, so here we are. 4 sections. Now, we are going to need to cut a hole in this so that we can have it open a little bit more easily. So you are going to end up cutting along that middle line. See it? Nice. I'm going to use my ruler and my knife because that's how I roll. But if it's easier for you, which it might be, if it's easier for you to fold back to this point and just cut right here, then that's awesome. Go ahead and do that. So now I've got this, okay? So we are going to fold down like this again, and then if you push everything back into the middle, and then fold again, we now have a sweet, simple little book structure. Now I can see myself again. Okay, so awesome. We have this sweet little book structure made out of a single sheet of paper. Nicely done. Now, before you unfold this, you're going to want to put some marks and notations on it for yourself so that we can figure out exactly what order we're going to have to do our pagination in. So pagination is kind of like storyboarding for comics, right? So you have to lay everything out before you really commit to it. So I'm going to use letters, and I'm just going to go through this Okay. So I have everything marked out so that I can see what order things go in. Now, when I open this up again and lay it flat, we're going to see that it doesn't quite go in the same order that you thought it did. So something that you'll notice is that this is upside down from this. So you don't want to just start willy-nilly to have your pages there. Now, you might notice too that I started here. That just has to do with the way that I ended up folding my book together. Yours might not be exactly like that. It's okay, but this is going to help you remember which one goes in the front and which one has to land on the back. So, what we do with this now, this is what we call a dummy in the book world. Anytime that you're going to make a book structure of any sort, it's important that you make a dummy. And this is basically a mock-up, right? So it's just like making a thumbnail sketch or any kind of preliminary mock-up, literally. We always had this saying, don't be a dummy, make a dummy. Because invariably, you're going to mess up at some point. So, don't be a dummy, make a dummy. Once you have this down, then you can start figuring out what exactly you want to put on your pages. And that's when you start making more books. You're probably going to make a couple dummies. It's just like proofing. You have to figure out where you're at before you can get to the real deal. A lot of times I will make dummies that are a lot smaller than what the real thing is going to be, so prototypes basically. Here is another little prototype. I can show you guys how to make this too. These are really cool. But yeah, start with that, and I will make another video for you guys that has another single page structure like this, but has a lot more pages and is a much more complicated cutting and folding technique. And I'll introduce you to another cat. So, book away!